Hi, my name is Madibu Mutsabi, and I intend to bring to you these kinds of videos every single day. Like, share, and subscribe.
How to stop procrastinating. Procrastination is one of the biggest enemies we have in our personal productivity. The problem is that we are procrastinating the most important and crucial tasks in our day routines, reducing personal productivity and increasing stress levels. There are ways to help to overcome procrastination. Plan the night before. We don't plan to fail, but we fail to plan. Without a plan of action in place, for example, you arrive for work in the morning, it is easy to get caught up in unforeseen delays. The phone rings, someone drops by, and you direct your time responding to the loudest voices demanding your attention rather than to the most important priorities on your plate. A plan of action, prepared the night before, is like a roadmap for the next day. You know what your next step ought to be to get you into productive action and away from procrastination. Work with a clean desk. Out of sight, out of mind. The reverse of that is true. When it's in sight, it's in mind, and most of us cannot help but be distracted, and our time is then directed to the less important and easier tasks, causing us to put off the more important tasks. Working with a clean desk or clean work environment permits us to have only the most important task before us so that we can focus all of our attention on the task without other visual distractions. Reduce large projects to bite-sized pieces. One bite at a time. Tomorrow you plan to work on a 3-hour project. The problem is we do not get 3 hours to work on any one item. We have to be content with interruptions, meetings, etc. And we often wind up procrastinating working on the task because there's not enough time to get this done. So, instead of scheduling the entire 3-hour project for tomorrow, schedule a small bite, a step or two that might take 20 or 30 minutes. Then put the next step on the next day's to-do list and the next step after that on that next day's list, etc. It may take several days, but you will get that done one bite at a time. Plan around interruptions. Interruptions tend to occur in identifiable patterns. We get most of our interruptions early in the day versus later in the day. We get most of our interruptions early in the week versus later in the week. So, if we plan a big project first thing Monday morning, we are creating stress because as soon as we begin, interruptions arrive and refocus our attention, causing us to procrastinate what we really wanted to do. Therefore, plan those larger projects for later in the day and later in the week when we tend to get fewer interruptions. Assign deadlines. Deadlines move us to action. Without a deadline, things wind up in our as soon as possible pile, a never land where items will get attended to someday, when we get the time. Create a deadline and you will be moved to action.
As you subscribe, you'll receive a new notification every time a new